Leave off. I'm not
Uh,
talking because I know what you're gonna do.
no, no, go ahead.
Nope.
what'd you have?
I've seen this bit on Opie and Anthony. Fuck
Two
you.
adults, Chris and Daryl, yeah, they run shit. Current world events and forever on some dumb shit. Fun lit with a bush light, especially. Even though they always getting banned, allegedly. Crack a bourbon, peep the sermon, it's just two dolts. And you know they hold it down like it's two ropes. So crack a bourbon, peep the sermon, it's just two dolts. Taking over in the game, bringing new hope.
Dude,
It never gets old.
You let me and London do this every time we talk on the phone, which is rare. But we'll start talking, and right at the end is like, "Hey," and you're like, "Yep," and all you hear is
click.
click.
The best. Oh, so Jim Norton is done at Sirius. He had that show with Sam for a little bit. It was a good show, and I guess Sirius was fucking up with his contract and lowballing a little bit, and so he's like, "Fuck it," he's gotten money banked up and stuff like that. So he starts this podcast called Jim Norton Can't Save You. It is awesome.
Is he still doing comedy in clubs? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still touring. Like I would say max is like 2000.
Once that whole band broke up, I followed them all on like Twitter and everything. And then once the big feud happened and they all kind of broke off, I unfollowed them both just because I didn't want to see the petty shit. I kept Jimmy Norton around. Then Norton went weird for a minute. And I'm like, I got rid of everybody. No offense. Sorry, guys. I rolled with you guys basically forever until the wheels come off that fucking wagon. And I kind of just forgot that. I know Kumia started his started a podcast and it was doing well.
So he basically invented Patreon before Patreon.
What's Patreon?
Patreon is like gated content. So like we could have a show on Patreon and then people would have to pay like 50 cents a month to watch our shows. And we would get we're not 50 cents a month probably from me to watch our own show. You know what I mean? So
I want you to write me that check every month. I want it to hurt, and I'm not cashing that motherfucker.
So we
cousin Brenda. I was just thinking about you.
So he's doing this thing. He's doing good. He's in South Carolina as well, which is where we're gonna be. But
segue,
dude, him and Jimmy just did a podcast. He was in New York. He goes to Jimmy's house, and it's the best parts of Opie and Anthony when those two would just fucking rifle shit back to each other.
They didn't miss a beat from that clip you sent me.
It's the best. The best. It felt
I loved the three of those guys. That show was, I mean, I was never a Stern guy.
To me, it's the best show in the history of radio is Opie and Anthony.
I loved those fucking guys.
And when Rogan went there, Rogan's whole thing was, okay, so like he's so used to Stern or regular like radio spots when you're trying to sell tickets where they set you up for your joke or, hey, like, I heard you were having trouble with your landlord, like the very like Tonight Show type of shit, right? And then you go to a pre-discussed story or something like that. Opie and Anthony was just people hanging out and just talking shit. And that's what actually gave Rogan the reason to go start a podcast. And that's why Rogan's number one in the world,
He ain't going to get touched.
But Rogan's also way different than them because Rogan gets like scientists and all this other shit on there too, which I find very interesting. But the best is when it's just like comedians sitting around shooting the shit, and
they're getting hammered and stuff. I mean,
dude, so goddamn fun. But so Anthony's drinking fucking mimosas being made by Jimmy's wife, who's actually a transvestite.
So that doesn't shock me at all because he used to talk about that.
It was a running joke. Yeah. But that's his thing. He's in love. He's married to a woman that has an undercarriage.
Or is that part been removed?
Mm-mm.
So there's just a bunch of dicks flopping around in this relationship.
Yeah, and good for him.
Okay.
See, like a lot of people think we're transphobic. I'm not transphobic. I don't think that a trans person should have more rights than me.
Correct. That's what I'm in that lane. Stay in your lane. That's it, man.
Equal.
Yeah.
I don't think a dude in a dress should be able to go to a Darien Lake girls' bathroom when we're at the water park.
Correct.
To me, I
that's
think
all we're asking.
Little mud in that water. You know what I mean?
In the whole when Trump banned all this shit, everybody's like, "You're literally worried about 50 trans athletes in the sport now." That's right now. If we didn't stop this, nip this in the bud, as they say,
Where's it go? Yeah.
Where does it go? How bad does it get?
Yeah.
And,
I had a friend that would say nip
this
it
is
in the
one
butt.
thing is like,
He would also say it's a whirlwind because he thought the world got a lot of wind in it, and that was confusing. That friend was also a moron.
Yeah. But I'm like, I told my daughter, because she plays volleyball, I'm like, if there's ever a dude pretending to be a chick in your sport, who can jump, because the women's net's lower, who can jump out of the gym and is spiking the ball 100 miles an hour and breaking
Get out of the way
noses, you are done.
Yeah.
No, there's a place for this shit. If you still have your cock, you're a dude. Play dude sports. That's it. It's simple as that.
But if
I'm gonna fucking die on this sword, die on this hill, and everything. And there's a lot of people that understand this. It's science. I understand the science. There's 2 genders. That is it. Anything else is completely made up, and you need to be put in a fucking insane asylum if you think there's more. I will forever go back to this fucking video of that fucking purple-haired freak in her mom's basement doing a live video, and her cat walked in, and that fucking dude zapped her because she was trigender. This chick was. She didn't know what the fuck she was. She didn't know where she was coming or going. And they asked her, like, "Oh, that's a beautiful cat," to say anything. She kept replying to the same person, and then they dropped the bomb. Is your cat a boy or a girl? Oh, it's a girl. How do you know?
Have you asked it?
How do you know? And then the fucking light bulb went off, and she stopped the video because she knew she just got.
Yep.
And at that moment, that ends every fucking argument you fucking people can ever have. And I said, you fucking people, because if you think it fucking applies to you, it applies to you. Suck a dick, puppy lom. Okay? We're not fucking adding you on Discord. I don't even know what the fuck Discord is. You're not going to fucking get us more viewers. We suck. You suck. Fuck your mother.
So this is the rant show.
Rant show too, bitches.
Yeah. So it's cool that Jimmy found love. He's married.
Yeah, good for him, dude.
It's great.
It was fun. The thing is, like, that doesn't shock me because of the bit way back, and it wasn't even a bit. He was serious, and we all thought he was joking, but
it was well implied for a very long time.
Oh, for sure.
And it's funny because you would think that when your friend is in that type of relationship, maybe some things are going to be out of bounds. You know?
I think normally in a normal life where it's not Jimmy Norton.
Yeah, and not Anthony. Yeah. But dude, every once in a while they'd throw barbs at each other.
Yeah.
And then they would just keep doubling down on the barb.
Yeah.
And they were just laughing like 2 fucking idiots. Dude, it's
literally race to the bottom.
It's one of the funniest podcasts I've heard in a long time.
I don't watch this podcast after the fact. I have in the past. And I sat there and I started laughing, and I'm like, fuck everybody. We are actually funny. If you don't get our humor, there's been some episodes I watched back and I went to a certain part, and I'm trying to fucking breathe because my breathing's off, and watching this, and I'm like, why weren't we laughing this hard during this show?
So I have to listen to the podcast in order to title them and put them up on all the apps and shit. And so I'll just have it up, and I'll be doing my work on like Monday or Tuesday morning, and I'll start listening. I'll be like, I should have said this or whatever.
Well, yeah.
You're just always second guessing yourself a little bit, but invariably I find it pretty funny. And then I push it live, and it's off to the races and does what it does. But I've listened to Two Bears, One Cave before, where you go a whole episode and you're like, I don't see where it's wherever. And maybe it's based in obvious narcissism on my side, where I'm like, we're fucking funny as shit, dude. Or maybe because I get my humor, I find it more funny, but fuck it, whatever. So I think the next step for us to do is to go buy a bar
Well, I thought we were discussing this at the very end of the last show.
Yes.
That this is all you're gonna get. This is our podcast. It's not very good. We are never gonna crack the top 100 podcasts in America or in the world ever, ever, ever. This started two dudes who live about 800 miles away, 1,000 miles away, whatever, 800 miles. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, we have to do this via Restream. Shout out Restream. Thank you for having us. So this is what we do. Would this be better if we were sitting at a table in the same room? 100%.
You know, 100%. When we do a live one, it's always hard for me to get my bearings because I'm so used to staring at you.
I know. Yeah, I don't know where to look. Like now, I'm looking at the center of my screen, but my camera is up here. I don't know where to look. As you watch these, you'll see my head down most of the time because I'm not just going to sit here and stare into the camera lovingly. It's off to the side. I prefer if I couldn't see it, if I didn't know where it was.
Today was the first day ever where I agreed with myself that I have basic autism.
Well, you could have just asked me. I would have told you.
Right, yeah, check.
Bro, I kind of think I'm on a spectrum. Okay, yes, you are. Okay.
Yeah,
I love you, but you are a little bit, all right?
You got some of the tism.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're an adult. I'm an adult.
Man, we're really stretching this thing.
Loose, right? Let me give you this scenario.
All right.
I'm supposed to meet Black Jamie at Chili's at 2:00. I had a meeting run a little bit long. I get a little bit. I'm a little bit late, which is weird. A black guy is early
on time.
He's a half, so the white part of him probably was like, "Hey, we need to fucking."
We said 4:30. I need to be there like 4:15.
Yeah. So supposed to meet him at 2, and I'm on the road, and he goes, "Hey man, I'm here," and I voice text. I'm like, "Hey, just grab something in the bar section. I hate small tables." Right. So given the option, if you're going to meet one of your friends, if you're going to meet one of your friends,
excuse me,
you don't ever, given the option, Applebee's, Chili's, Wild Wings, you're not going to go get a table in the restaurant section.
You're going to go in the bar, right? You're going to get a high top, or you're going to get 2 seats at the bar facing the good TV that's got sports on.
Exactly. This is why me and you work so well, right? So he goes, "Oh shit, man, I'm already in the restaurant." Yeah, we scissor. Sword fight. Yeah.
Suck a dick, Judith 3.
Hello, great streamer. You stream so really well.
We don't. This sucks. Fuck off. You're gonna share my stream to a Kick community. What the fuck is Kick? When we dude, we have like 2 followers. We're not getting there.
Kick is the place where people go and just jack off on screen.
Yeah, we're not a jack off podcast.
We could be,
but we're not.
If the money's right.
I don't have on-demand dick like you. We don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, God. So, anyways,
Fry sponsored us.
So I go to the kid. I'm like, that's fine. So he's taller than me. He's like 6'4", and we're sitting at a little baby table. And he's talking to me about what he wants to do, and I'm trying to help him like sound out the reasoning behind the marketing and all that kind of stuff, just giving him advice. And I find myself, when he asks me a question, I'm looking over here. I'm looking over here. I look back at him, and he's locked in my eyes. And I found out today, based on my autism, that's a sign of having autism. You can't look at someone in their eyes.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
My mother-in-law. I can. I don't like a lot of eye contact. As a conversation goes, I'll look and I'll say something to you, and then the other person does the same thing. I mean, if somebody's just staring at you talking, it makes me uncomfortable. It's not like if I'm talking to you, I'm looking. I just start looking over here. I'm off to one side or the other.
Yes, I try to look past the person and I look at the mouth because my ears are all fucked. Right. So I'm trying to have, and he'll ask me a question. I'm like, well, what I would do, and I'm like talking to the fucking clouds. Apparently, I don't know why there's something built in me that doesn't allow me to look at someone's face when I'm fucking talking to them. And so
half the time I don't want to hear what the fuck's coming out of your mouth.
So true. So I Google it and it's like, well, I mean, everything's a sign of autism.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to get down to it, we all have it.
But fuck, man, like it took me a beer and a half. I only had 2 beers there. A beer and a half to get to the point where there were tall blue moons, but where I could actually like look at them.
Yeah.
Because like,
and no offense. No offense at all. This isn't a you thing. This is how I operate.
But I remember distinctly being in conversations with people and I'm talking to them and they look behind them going like, what the fuck is he looking at?
Yeah.
Because I can't fucking...
Your fucking eyes are just...
I can't look at you. I don't know if it's like I'm a fraud. I don't know where it is like built into me, but like I have a.
And if you're a chick, I'm sorry, we're probably looking right at your boobs. Get over it, man.
Well, yeah, and so then I go, well, all the times where I gleaned a fucking titty meat, so I'm like over here, tractor, titty meat, there, eyes, back, whatever. I got to look like I'm fucking
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, dude, I was Stevie Wondering the entire fucking time.
I get that way when I shake hands with somebody for the first time. Like I look them in the eye, and it's like as soon as our hands meet, my eyes are done. After that, I don't know what to do.
Oh, I do the MMA fucking bow. I don't do fucking kumite, fucking blood sport, but I. But I do the fucking, you lock hands, you go, hey man, nice to meet you. Like I bow a little bit,
Wait, is that how you shake hands?
Yes.
That's how you just did it. You're literally like,
I didn't do like this.
No, like, just a second. Yeah. No, your hand, you're close it a little more. Well, yeah, it was like you were grabbing somebody's dick.
Oh, yeah. I do this.
Not quite. It's like you made the perfect dick hole. You're like, oh, nice to meet you.
I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. I go in like this. You got to go in hard. You want to make sure you have good.
The next time you and I hang out, I want to walk into like Vinny's, like while it's busy, both of us pull our zippers down. We reach in through the belt part and reach our hand out and we shake hands right through our zipper.
I'm in.
And watch just people fucking just lose their fucking
That's just mind. The way we do it.
And then we hug with our zippers down.
Yeah. We talk with a weird accent. Like, oh, they're from Switzerland, I think. Weird. But it's so weird when you like, for a long time, I've had this sneaking suspicion that I have a fucking problem with looking at people in their face, But today, when you're at like basically a kid's table and you're 2 relatively large sized people, I was like, this is uncomfortable, dude. And I should have just put it out there. This is weird, man. I don't look at people in their face. I just don't do it. Especially when they're asking me to think. Because it's hard to think when you're looking at someone's face because the whole thing I'm doing is, am I making the right eye contact? Am I looking at their mouth too long? All that stuff. And then I can't.
Why are you staring at my mouth, bro?
Yeah. Then I can't process the fucking thoughts. And he's asking me for actual information. And like, what would you do in this situation? So I'm trying so hard. Dude, I was struggling with it. Struggling.
I get caught up like that sometimes, man. And I'll sit there and I'll listen to somebody talk. And then my mind just stops that conversation. And it's like, I really am looking forward to having sloppy joes on Monday. Right. And it's like, and it's the same thing with like when somebody new introduces me to me, and I'm like, all right, cool. What's up, man? Nice to meet you, John. Cool. 4 minutes later, I'm looking for somebody that knows that person. What the fuck's that guy's name? John. All right, cool.
Yeah, dude.
So then, like 10 minutes later, I'm like, yo, dude, I was talking to that guy, Mark. They're like, who the fuck's Mark? That's
right. Yeah. Dude, I'm so bad at that.
I get that way with people I've fucking known for a long time. Yeah. I literally fucking blank out sometimes. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been in a bar and somebody's like, hey, what's up there? I'm like, hey, how you doing? Chris is standing right next to me. I'm like, what's up? How you doing, man? What's good, bud? And just start talking. Chris is like, who the fuck was that? I'm like, I don't know.
So I'm so cued in on having an appropriate handshake that they could say their name is fucking orange albatross, and I'd
Something
still be
that
like,
would just absolutely stick. You're like, I'm never
stick.
forgetting
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I'm so worried about, I shook a guy's hand today. The dude was like 5'6". He had meaty paws, right? And I got pretty big hands, you know, lady killers. And I go to shake his hand and I fucking half handshake it. My hand doesn't get all the way into his hand before he clamps. So then he's like,
Dude, I had that happen to one time. It was a miss handshake thing, and like he grabbed the end of my hand, and I was like, we didn't get the thumb thing interlocked.
Oh, it sucks.
I was like, fuck, that guy's gonna think I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes I ask for a redo.
Then slowly, chest starts to inflate.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm a big
What's up,
dog
dude?
up in here. Yeah.
So no, there have been situations where I fucking go, I botched that completely.
I've done that too before. I'm like, can we do this
We
over
have to
again? I
redo
fucked it up.
Yeah, we have to redo it. What's your name again?
Yeah.
Once I get the name again, then it
I'll
registers.
forget it for the third time. I'm
Yeah.
so bad at it.
Dude, I'm so bad at remembering names.
Oops. It's awful, dude. I wish I could be better, and I apologize if any people that have met me in the past like 38 times, but not recent.
The worst is when you go, hey man, nice to meet you. And then they go, we hung out fucking
Yeah,
4 days ago. Like, yeah. My
I drink a lot.
My go-to statement is, I'm always half blacked out.
Yeah, I say that too. Sometimes I drink too much.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks. Well, whatever. So we were coming up with a business plan.
Because if or when this podcast takes off and we hit a certain mark where we can start to monetize this, and then we can bring you guys merchandise and then whatever. And then somebody picks us up and says, hey, we want you guys to do, let's say, 40 shows a year. Because we know you're both married, you have kids, you're going to go on vacation, schedules are going to clash, things are going to happen. Let's book 40.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's that. And we're going to pay you $400,000 to split amongst you.
Yeah.
Production. You guys are in charge of all this shit and whatever. And we're going to post it and we're going to pump it to social media and we're going to get you guys in the top 300 fucking podcasts.
Sure.
Pump out quality shit. If you guys have a bad show,
that's where they're off. Yeah,
you know, do a handful and we can pick and choose and
40 published episodes. Cause this is probably our 350th episode. And I think this might be 211 that hit the apps.
Yeah. Some of them are bad.
All so the ones from the cigar week.
Yeah.
Never made it to the apps.
At that point, you know, I have to consider I have $200,000 coming in, which is more than my fucking company pays me now.
Sure.
So lifestyle change. My wife makes good money. All right. This is the thing. If we want this to happen, if we want this extra money and whatever, we need to move. Chris is not allowed to come back to New York because of his wife. She doesn't want to come here.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to move to Illinois. Neither do I. So we got to find a place to meet in the middle. So there's really no middle between you and me.
I would say,
in a straight line, there's no middle. So if we were to go a few hundred miles, you were to go a few hundred miles east. I was supposed to go a few hundred miles down south. We could do that. Where does that leave us? Somewhere in South Carolina?
Well, we could talk about logistically. It'd be like now Michigan.
It would not be a hard sell.
It's 6 for me, 5.5 for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, so then you go north and I go west. Michigan.
Yeah.
You go east, I go south.
Indianapolis.
South Carolina. No, not Indy. I don't want to go there.
Yeah. Who wants to go there? Athens, Ohio. I think I could buy Athens, Ohio right now with
there is a zero amount of money, fuckface Adam, that will ever get me to step foot in Ohio for more than a long weekend. Sorry, it ain't happening.
I
will go
remember you
visit my
distinctly
friends in
having a
Columbus
great time in Ohio with me
for a weekend.
for a weekend. It was
That's
great.
it. And I said, no more than that. No more.
You know,
than
Afroman's coming to maybe like 30 minutes away from me.
that. You better go see him.
I was going to text you to text him
He's on
that I'm going to be there and see if I can get some backstage stuff.
Yeah. I'll message him. He's
Because
on what's the thing called? Oh, the app.
Black?
Telegram.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Which is like, I got on Telegram. It's like a super secret app thing, message thing. I got on it when COVID was hitting and my work was going to threaten to fire all of us.
Oh, yeah. So you guys were
Everybody went to Telegram,
yeah.
so it was off the grid and whatnot. And I have a Telegram, and that's the only thing. But it's funny, like every once in a while, I'll get a message saying, "Oh, one of your contacts in my phone joined Telegram," and I have it. I usually delete whoever it is just normal friends.
Sure.
But when Afroman joined Telegram, Afrogram joined Teloman. I was like, fuck yeah, man. I'm not deleting this one because this proves that I got this motherfucker's phone number.
Yeah, that's his real number. Yeah. I don't try to get jealous, but the fact that you guys exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
And I probably could have got his number if I was like, oh, let me get your number too.
He's like, dude, that guy's a blithering idiot.
I did well towards the end.
Yeah.
I was so nervous.
I was just telling somebody about that the other day. There's no fucking way. I'm like, dude, I sent him the link. I'm like, we literally spent hours with this guy. We did an 1.5 hour long podcast with him. We smoked weed with him. We drank with him. I said, we took pictures. Here's pictures of him. You just asked me the other day for the picture of us. So I have a feeling you were telling the story too. I'm like, dude, yeah, D-list celebrity guy fucking had 1-2 big hits back in the day and got forgot about. He's still fucking touring. He's still making music. He's fucking a great dude.
Yeah. One of the, like they say, don't meet, I wouldn't call him a hero, right?
Yeah, don't meet your heroes. Don't meet your idols.
Yeah. But like, Black Jamie, his uncle works at a resort in the Bahamas. And Jordan goes there all the time. Casino. Jordan loves blackjack.
Oh, good. I can't play the game.
Yeah. And I was like, well, how's Jordan? And he goes, my uncle said he is the biggest prick on the planet. And that doesn't do anything for me to spoil Jordan's legacy because Jordan's fucking Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan deserves to be the biggest prick on the planet. He's a winner. Okay.
Killer.
But I really thought when we were going to meet Afroman that he was going to come in with a publicist and we had to like pre-write our questions. But who the fuck did that even go to? Because
they greenlit everything.
I had no feedback. Everybody
there even said he's like the coolest fucking dude to hang out with. And these guys hang out with him and smoke weed with him a lot.
Yeah. And he was
everything they said he was.
He's as billed. Yeah, he is legit.
Motherfucker rolled into that ditch that we were in with a bunch of nice houses in a fucking Rolls Royce that he just got. So it fucking dealer tags on it.
Yeah. That were expired for 2 years.
Smoked a lot of weed.
But he was cool.
I even said something to him about that. We were standing outside shooting the shit. I'm like, bro, what up with that, man? I go, be careful going home. And he's like,
I'm Afroman.
Yeah. He goes, I know everybody around here. I was like, all right.
Yeah. So when I texted you on Sunday, we met some people and they were like singing that 2 zigzags, whatever. Colt 45, 2 zigzags, baby. It's all we need.
I still got the fucking rolling papers in my truck.
I was like, I did a podcast with that guy. They're like, no fucking way. And I was like, you need to send me a picture right now. And then by the time you sent me the picture,
dude, I don't have it on this new phone. All my pictures from my old phone didn't come over, so I had to legit look for it.
Oh yeah, by the time I got it, it was already like done. But like,
you didn't say anything to me after that, so I figured.
But I sent the person the podcast link, and I was like, yeah, I actually did that. But he could fucking be cool in a fucking supermarket. He's just the coolest guy ever, you know. So, anyways.
His suit was so sick.
So, anyways, Nashville would be a cool destination.
Okay.
Direct flights.
Okay.
Chicago, easy for me to get to.
Nope.
Sucks.
Murder capital of the world.
No, St. Louis is. Gross.
Capital of the U.S. second.
But then you got to think, you know what? If you're going to have a destination, let's say we got to go there for.
So we're literally uprooting our lives. Just say this happens in the next 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
We're uprooting our lives. We both, I'll have one older kid, one younger kid. You'll have two medium-ish kids at this point.
Sure.
They'll be tickling teenager years, right? Or there, whatever.
Yeah.
And we got to uproot their lives. But we're going to be making some decent buck. You obviously could still work. Your company is, you can fucking move any day of the week and still run it from your basement. That's great.
True.
Your wife's going to have to put in a couple of resumes and take some interviews and can get a job. Krista, same thing. Now we're doing this. We need to make it worth its while. I don't want to move now to another cold weather city. I don't want to deal with the snow.
Right.
So now I think we have to, you got to go east. I got to go south.
And
you already lived in North Carolina.
The water heals you, so I think coastal.
I agree with this. Okay.
So I think the logical choice obviously is either Charleston or Savannah. Here's the problem with Savannah.
I've never been to Charleston. I've watched a show about young people in Charleston. It looks fucking beautiful.
Charleston's a banger.
I would not mind going there.
But if you look at Savannah, gets a little Afro-man-y.
I don't understand what you're saying.
When I do this, it means implied racism. So, like, Charleston is more affluent, dare I say?
Yes. It's a lot of polo, a lot of bourbon, a lot of.
Sure. You want a high end fucking espresso martini? They got it.
Yeah, they got it. Look, it's like Tim Hortons around here. They are fucking everywhere.
Savannah smells like. So if New Orleans smells like a dead girl's pussy,
it's because all the bodies are buried above ground.
Savannah smells like the dead girl's armpit. It's not as bad, but it's less sexual, So, you could fuck a dead girl's armpit, whatever. But so bars for sale in Savannah. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go buy a bar in Savannah.
Are we gonna buy a bar, or are we gonna build a bar? We're gonna buy something that's already established.
Oh shit! I didn't know we got fucking talent up in this bitch.
And do we fire the whole staff and bring in our own people? But we don't have our own people.
No,
we just have to keep who's there.
Yeah, I say we acquire a bar.
Red Bull vodka.
Through violence, like mob shit.
Violent takeover.
Yeah,
it's our bar now.
Yeah,
we have eye patches and swords.
Yeah, now
aren't they called like? What is another name for a sword?
Cock?
No, not a cavalier, right? No, is it? No.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a shaft. My wife's trying to think of names. She's wrong.
I am not.
A dagger?
Could be. Daggers are usually short, aren't they?
If you go outside the city limits of Savannah, there's a lot of daggers.
Hang on, let me get my drum set out. But what about going? There's not many of the on Tybee.
Yeah, so I think acquiring a bar.
Saber, that was the word I was looking for.
Saber.
We come in with sabers and not the buffalo kind because
they
suck.
Yeah, because they wouldn't stand up for your friends. So we have the goal would be, it's already a lost leader, right? So we have this place by the beach, and it's a bar. No food. Don't want to deal with that.
No. Like a
Maybe a
toaster
couple fryers.
toaster oven type food.
Toaster
DiGiorno
oven, 2
pizzas
fryers.
and pizza lugs.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all you get.
air
With
fryers.
mozzarella sticks.
Bang.
Yeah,
Air
whatever
fryers, you don't need plumbing for it. So, anyways, so we have that, and then you can go to the bar, hang out, you watch sports, whatever, but there's a show going on.
3 days a week.
Yeah, and we have glass. It's like a whole radio show. You can watch a show if you want.
Do we have an on-air sign?
Obviously.
And nights or afternoons, whenever we do record our show, is dollar beer day. No
Mhm.
glass, all canned beer.
Yeah, we're not fucking assholes, dude.
Because that
We care
way,
about
if
the environment.
we offend somebody and they throw a fucking can at us, it probably won't get there for one. And two, if it does hit us, it ain't gonna hurt.
It's fine. You can catch a can. It's hard to catch a glass.
Yeah.
You know?
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That's what I would do. Yeah, I think that would be super fun. Because then it's a tax write-off too. So you pay for the bar. So maybe out of 400K, we're splitting like 200 each because 200 has to go to the bar.
Yeah. Yeah. First year, we just pay everything off. After that,
Sure.
it's your profit.
Yeah.
And
Then
the
we have,
bar's
like,
making us money.
maybe do some midget wrestling, some events,
And people are gonna be like, "Hey, man, this is a top 200 podcast. It's in a destination city."
That took a lot.
People are coming because there's tourism, and they're like, "Fuck, man, we're gonna go to Savannah. We should take a day trip out and
Yeah,
catch these
have you
guys
heard
on a
this-
Wednesday."
This one dumb bar that they do a podcast 3 times a week.
Yeah. And they're a
But at
top
that point, we're not
200.
doing 40 shows. We're doing 180
80.
shows.
No, we're doing 100. And
The
then they
thing is-
show up, and then guess what? At our table, we happen to have an extra mic stand and an extra set of headphones. And guess what? Joe Heckler from the bar said too many fucking Mai Tais.
Uh-huh. Bring them
Talk
on.
shit.
Embarrass them.
Hey, buddy, we love you. Thank you for heckling us. You got some good shit. Come on over here and sit down. And then the sharks arrive.
Uh-huh.
And we eat
Yeah.
that guy's asshole. Nom, nom, like Kobayashi.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
What was
I
our
think it'd be
bar
fun.
going to be? What are we going to name it? I think that's the hardest thing to do is name a bar.
Yeah, it's tough because like a lot of the great bars are like Joe's, or
Vinny's.
Vinny's, right? They got that thing. Rafferty's,
Yeah. Just
Checkers,
neighbors,
Neighbors.
Simple shit.
Yeah. You can't name it that one bar that people go to, or maybe we go the other way. Maybe we name it an impossibly long name.
No.
That
But
one
that
bar
has
where those
awesome
guys do that
fucking-
moderately racist show.
In what is it? Anagram,
Uh-huh.
where each letter of the words correspond with, and you can just say what it is.
IRS, implied racism.
Sex shop.
And Emporium.
Or we just name it, the gym. Where you guys going to the gym?
I do
Yeah.
appreciate a good oceanfront bar that's called Hookers.
Because you can fish. Walk outside. We rent fishing poles too.
There we go.
And bait.
See? Now
And
I'm
bait.
doubling down. And hey, you want a golf cart? Yeah. You're too drunk to drive your car home, but you can rent a golf cart.
Yeah, but that golf cart we own, the golf cart shop we own under a complete fucking umbrella corporation.
Of course. And maybe we sell women through the illegal sex trade before Trump shuts it down. And that's why when you
And they can come in on the boat right through Savannah. And when they have to jump off the boat before they get to port because they have no passports or no
Mhm.
papers, we just fish them out of the water. We take them to our bar.
Yeah. And you're now property of Hookers.
Yeah. You are now a hooker.
Or how about-
not so literal sense of the word or not?
How about it's got a whale on it, okay? And there's no whales in Savannah. or type.
Dolphins and sharks.
No, but the whole logo is a blowhole, but it's called Hookers and Blow. Hear me out.
Dude, the whale's just got a fucking big fish hook in it, and it's just blown. It's blowable, and it's that easy. Hookers and blow, dude. Hookers and blow is the greatest bar name ever.
I know, right?
Patent pending, motherfuckers. Patent pending. Dude, go get the fucking
patent pending.
Fucking GoDaddy this shit right now. Fucking lock that website down. $1.99. Get that shit. I'm talking to you, dumbass. Do it before some other idiot gets it.
Hookersandblow.gov. It'd be so fun.
It would be fun, man. It's fun to dream like that, ain't it? It is.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite memories is in like 8th grade or something like that. One of them was like, what would you do if remember that did you ever read the novel The Beach? Or it's like a short story.
I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I can't say if I did or not.
So I think it became a DiCaprio movie after Titanic.
Oh, I did. I saw the movie. It was a crappy. Was I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. So
4 beers in
the novel, these people go for a day trip to the beach.
Look, this beautiful, magnificent beach.
And it might have been an adaptation of the novel, but in the short story, people go to the beach, and when they leave the beach, they realize that everybody else in humanity is gone. So all the houses are there, all the cars are still there, all the money in the bank is still there, but the only people alive are the people that were at the beach. And if that's not the case, that I'm gonna write that book. But that's how I remember it. So we talk about that stuff. Like, would it be crazy if when you woke up tomorrow, everybody except us 3 guys are alive that we know of? And when you're in 8th grade, you're like, well, I'm going to go to what's his face's house that has that cool ass fucking muscle car, or the guy that down the street that has that General Lee that's parked in his garage. I'm driving that bitch all day. And you think it's going to be great. But you get this, you don't forecast out 10 years where you're bored driving the General Lee. And there's no girl next door anymore. And there's no new songs being made. You know what I mean? There's no good shows on TV. All the TV stations stop pumping out stuff, you know? And then you'd slowly lose your mind and go crazy and blow your brains out. Yeah. Which is how I'm planning on going out, by the way.
It's getting closer for me.
I mean, if I had some terminal illness.
Oh, I'm done. I mean, my dad already said that too. He's like, dude, listen. He goes, if I ever get like that, he goes, we'll go down to the creek. And he goes, like the dogs that we've put away down there that were ridiculously old and needed to be put down and they're suffering. He goes, dig the hole. He goes, put the shotgun right to my fucking temple and just pull the trigger. Call it a day. I'm done. I don't want to be like that.
I think your dad secretly wants you to go to jail for murder. He's like, got you, bitch.
Nah, after last weekend when I was there and I was threatening my son with physical harm, I definitely know he's like, yep, you need to keep that shit up. Yeah. Fear of God into that little fucker and he'll come around.
Dude, it's tough, man. Yeah. At no point in my life did I think that I was going to be in charge of living people.
Me neither. And I have I talked to my kids about this. I go, listen, you guys were not expected, and I never wanted kids. And I said, but don't take offense to that. You're here. I'm glad you're here. I fucking love you guys, and I enjoy hanging out and doing shit with you. I like playing basketball with you. I like playing volleyball with you. I like, throwing the baseball around, goofing around with you. She's got my sense of humor. Like Krista caught me the other day because I fucking threw the fucking haymaker at Abo. She ducked and threw one back at me. And I'm like, don't you ever fucking do that. Chris is like, whoa. You need to be able to take that shit. You dished it out. I was like,
yeah, you started it.
Like, fuck. And I'm like, she's quick-witted. And I'm like, I love that fact. And with Brady, I'm like, dude, I had it so good. I had this perfect little angel of a daughter who listened, who was respectful,
Mhm.
who could play by herself, who wasn't up my ass all day long. She'd
Mhm.
come over, Dad, let's play this. Okay, let's play this. And she's like, well, I'm going to go in my room. And then she would just leave me. I got used to that. Brady is up your ass all the fucking time. Go, 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 go. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
Max
bro,
is
listen,
pretty
man.
plug and play. He's a pretty good kid like that.
Yeah. And it is tough. And I was like, I gotta explain to him sometimes. I'm like, bro, I do not give a fuck that you're playing NHL hockey right now and you're gonna score a goal as every team in the league. You're gonna play a game, you're gonna start with the A's, you're gonna score a goal, you're gonna stop that game, you're gonna start another. He had the iPad set up behind him, recording our TV while he was doing this. I go, you're not a fucking YouTuber, and I don't care. I've played 3 games of NHL 23 with him in the last 5 days. I've got shut out all 3 games. I haven't scored a goal. I've lost 1-0, 2-0, and 3-0 in all those games. Yeah, he is in there practicing shootout moves and all this shit. And I'm like, that's the shit I should be secretly doing during the day. So that I'm gonna pull a fucking between the legs goal on him and watch his head come off.
Yeah.
But he is he's getting better at this shit. He's so advanced for 8 than I ever was at that age.
Well, and that's the problem too. Like I remember when I was going to school in East Aurora, in 2nd grade, we started Spanish. When we moved in 5th grade to Forestville, your second language didn't start till 8th grade.
We didn't start our second language until we were in 9th or 10th grade. It was sometime in high school.
Oh shit, really?
I think it was 10th grade because there was 3 years of a language, and I think it started 10th, 11th, 12th.
Yeah, so like
Latin,
the idea
French, and
of
Spanish. That was it.
you have to teach these kids super young because then it becomes very, very easy.
Yeah.
When you get older, you're already set in your own ways, and it's hard to learn like verbs and all.
Fuck, the other day, fucking dumbass daughter decided she was not speaking to us in English and answered every question in Spanish. And it got frustrating, and she just kept laughing, just kept doing it. I was like, you motherfucker. Thank God I know what some of what you're saying is.
Like, hey, Abo, do you need a ride to Vava? Oh, no, necesito.
Yeah. See, motherfucker. I'm like, dude, stop. And she just kept going. And it was friggin' hilarious, but
also frustrating. And you want to kill yourself.
Very good speaking Spanish. I'm like, dude, we can definitely go to Puerto Rico and you can get us places.
Okay. Sidebar. Maybe we make it in Puerto Rico.
Nope.
Why?
1, we're on a island that is continually hammered by hurricanes. Number 2, way too many Puerto Ricans. 3, we don't speak the language.
They speak English.
Okay. Tell yourself that. Okay.
Yeah. Outside of like mang instead of man.
Okay.
Like, that's fine.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Okay. I was at San Juan.
On a cruise ship.
Hang on. I spent a day in San Juan before the cruise left. We got there a day early because you never know with flights and shit. Got there a day early. Spent the night. Next day, jumped on a cruise ship. Came back after 7 days. Spent the night. Our cruise came in the afternoon. Spent the night in San Juan. Woke up in the morning. Flew to Florida and then back home. So I spent better part of 2 days in San Juan. They speak Spanish primarily.
Okay.
It's not hard to find somebody that speaks broken English that you can get around. I knew enough words about bathroom.
Baño.
El baño, cerveza, certain things.
Biblioteca.
Yeah.
Where's the library?
No habla español. And then somebody's like, oh, you speak English? Okay, motherfucker, you're my guy.
Yeah.
Here's 10 pesos. No, they take American money. But the food is completely different than you'll ever get here. It is
good or bad?
Good. So good. Dude, I was down there with an ex-girlfriend, her dad, his girlfriend, getting ready for the cruise, and we were wandering around. We went down and saw the fort. We were in the better part of Puerto Rico, or San Juan. There's a very, very bad part.
We're in
the south end of the island where the ports are. Yeah, senior frogs, all that shit. But we were walking around and we were looking for a place to eat.
Can you imagine going to a Senior Frogs in fucking Puerto Rico like a fucking jackass?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you go to a fucking shit tiki bar and experience it?
Exactly. I didn't go to Senior Frogs. It was there. It was right next to it was right across the street from the port, right next to our hotel.
Of course it is.
Just buried it right in with all the tourism, you know.
It's the same assholes that think Jimmy Buffett's a good singer. Like, go fuck yourself.
One fucking song. Fuck off, people. But anyhow, we wandered around and her dad spoke a little Spanish and was able to get us places. So we were walking around. All of a sudden we see this. There's a menu on this window of a clothes store. Like there was trinkets and clothes inside this store, but there's a menu on the wall. Looking at it, and I'm like, I'm not a big Mexican guy at this point. This was 2008-ish.
And you're in Puerto Rico.
I'm in fucking Puerto Rico. I'm like, and dude, I'm a picky eater, so I'm like, I don't know,
Mexican guy, but I'm in Puerto Rico anyway.
So we're like, all right, and he's like reading some of the things on the menu, and we're like, fuck it. I'm like, I'm gonna learn something new here. I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna step out of my fucking boundary. So we walk through the fucking.
You got chicky nuggies?
Yeah, you guys got dino nuggies?
Fucking child.
And we walk through, and the lady's like, broken English and some Spanish, so we were able to nail it down. She's like, you here for lunch or whatever? Yeah. And we walk through the store, and it's closed and whatever. We walk through the back. We go by the fitting rooms. We open a door. We walk into this atrium.
Sick.
There's a couple trees. There's all these vines, and there's little fucking tables, and there's Mexican music playing. There are fucking lizards everywhere, dude. Yes, you with your hand up.
Thank you, Daryl. You have to stop saying there's Mexican music when you're in Puerto Rico.
Spanish music, whatever. I fucking don't know what it is. Spanish music, same fucking thing. And I was like, I'm looking at the menu, and fuck if I know. I was like, I look at her dad. I'm like, dude, get me something with chicken and rice.
Just look for polo. P-O-L-O.
Yeah, chicken.
That's it. Yeah.
And rice. I'm like, just order me something with that. So he talks to the waiter come over, and I mean, dude, there's fucking like vines and shit hanging down over our table, and there's a fucking lizard like 3 feet up, just staring down at me. He's like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" I'm like, dude. I'm like, here's some of this shit. I'm like, you want to eat this? They're everywhere. It was the coolest fucking thing. And I'll tell you one thing, whatever I ate, whatever I had for lunch, some sort of enchilada fiasco, whatever, it was fucking amazing.
So
blew my mind. I was like, I want to live here.
So Black Jamie has family in the Bahamas. And a lot of people he knows are the guides that to go fly fish. Have you ever fly fished?
No, I don't have the patience for that.
But I heard that when you get into it, you're
into it.
Fucked.
I've heard that. Yeah.
It's like golf.
Yeah. You're instantly hooked on that.
Yeah. So a lot of people he knows are the guides that go for this one type of fish called the bonefish, which is
I've heard of it.
The seventh fastest fish on the planet. So when you hook one, they just run.
You just let it go. Just
you hear it go zee, and you gotta get it back in. And so he's talking about like, I'm not gonna give away his thing, but like he's talking about like a lot of these guys that are super rich, they go and spend like 15 grand. They stay at this lodge, they get picked up by a guide, they go fish, they go back to the lodge, and that's it. But you're missing all the inherent like Anthony Bourdain like experiences, like you're just talking about. Had you never, if you were a tourist, you would have never been there.
Yeah.
And if you were a tourist, you would have thought that was a clothing store. You wouldn't have gone into it. But you go into it, and now you're immersed in the experience of it.
Is it like this every fucking store that's selling fucking sundresses and scarves and fucking Panama Joe hats? Panama Jack hats, whoever it is, fucking is. Is there a restaurant behind every one of these? Because if so, I want to go here and eat.
Yeah.
Because it was like authentic. The shit was so good. I was like, I ate the whole plate was gone. It's like, I was drinking, I don't know, I had some sort of beer like Dos Equis, but on the cruise, all in the Caribbean islands, Like, we didn't get on the fucking tour buses and go where all the tourists was. Her dad bribed the fucking taxi guy. He's like, I'll give you
that's
$100
nice.
American dollars. Take us to where they're not. Show us the cool shit. We
Mhm.
drove down into a volcano.
Sick.
We saw monkeys get drunk. We drove under this huge tree. And the fucking dude's like, don't get out of the car. Only roll your window down like part way. And he reached out and he grabbed a part of this like willow tree and fucking shook it. And then like 400 monkeys fucking came down. And he's throwing bananas and fruit. No, asshole. Nope.
No,
Nope.
I hit the wrong button. Oh shit.
Nope. And it was incredible watching this shit.
Yeah.
It was like
That's
we went
cool.
to a cigar factory. We went to the Cruise on Rum factory. Like, oh, and then every day we came back because the boats leave whether you're on it or not.
Mhm.
And they tell you this boat's leaving at 6. You need to be back by 5. You need to be in line by 5.
Yep.
We were back by 3 or 4. And I stopped at the fucking little tiki hut, like you were saying. They had a bucket of beer. 3 beers, $8. Well, here's
Fair.
$10.
Yeah.
And I sat there because my girlfriend didn't drink. She was a wet blanket.
Okay.
And I had what I'm like, just give me something light. Give me a light beer. Whatever you got. Oh, here you go, man. Bucket full of ice. And I sat there and watched people fishing off the dock. Beautiful weather. And just drank 3 island beers. I had an hour to kill. And it was just like, this is the shit I can do.
That's what
Just
I'm into. Yeah.
chill.
I think that immersive type stuff is what I think. So we're taking the kids to Mexico for spring break, doing the resort thing. It's fine. But I think the next thing I do, I want to be a lot more like immersive.
Yeah.
I want to be in it, you know? If there's not a second of when you watch like No Reservations where you're not jealous of that guy's ability just to go and connect with people. Because it's one thing to go to these places that are palatial and amazing, and it's like God's canvas. It's like the blue waters and the fucking sunsets and the dolphins and the stingrays and all that shit, right? But you're also just a fucking another number coming through.
Yeah.
And none of the people actually get the money. So you're going through all these impoverished areas, but it's still Carnival or whatever the fuck cruise line you're on.
Yeah.
That are making all the cash. I want to go to a place in like, goddamn, what did he say today? You're not a tourist, you're a traveler. That day that you did that, you were a traveler. You weren't a tourist. You know, and I fucking, for the first time ever, I had a conversation like that today where I'm like, God damn it, I'm missing something.
Huh?
I'm missing it. And you're only around once. You might as well fucking roll with it, man.
That's why when we went to Savannah, we didn't plan anything. We had 0 plans, just like our honeymoon.
My
0 plans. We were just like, all right. We looked up on the internet. I was part of a couple Savannah groups. I'm like, I'm looking for some advice, you know, some options. Hey, where's a cool place to go? And I'll tell you one thing, I want off the grid.
And I was lighting you up. So I apologize for like, you gotta go here, do this, go here. Yeah. This was a Civil War munitions place. Yeah. It's in a basement.
So many
of
them were so
love it.
Cool. And I was like, yeah. And I told you, you know, I would check in at certain places. You're like, oh my fucking God, I was there too. And I'm like, these are cool places. We did some cool shit. I mean, we went and got fucking tattoos that we paid way more than we ever should have. But we were drunk and we got silly ass tattoos, which are awesome. And they had a fucking real guillotine in there. And I was honestly just enamored with it. And I just thought that if I ever had enough is enough, I'm just going to break into this place and lock my fucking head off.
I would actually do that for you.
Yeah.
If you want that.
But like shit like that, you just don't walk into a tattoo parlor around here in Buffalo and there's a fucking guillotine and they got all this cool fishing and boating shit hung on a wall and there's history. And it's like, I'm not a history buff, but I love seeing shit like that.
Well,
it was just so
Buffalo
cool.
too that I think a lot of people like, if you take it back a little bit, right? So a lot of the people that go to Buffalo for a game, right? They're from New Jersey. Jets are playing. They fly in. They go to Duff's.
It's the worst fucking place.
Right. They might go to Anchor Bar, maybe, but good luck getting the table.
Yeah, also terrible.
Anchor Bar wings.
Dude, it's just They're overrated, man. It's just because it's a home of Buffalo Wing. Everybody flocks. Tourist place. And everybody's like, I don't want to go to tourist place. Yo, go to fucking Barbo. Go to fucking Elmo's. Go to Gabriel's Gate. Go off the fucking grid and they will blow your mind.
Go to McCarthy's, dude.
Yes. Go to Gene McCarthy's and get the fucking McCarthy wings.
It's like you're eating wings in someone's house.
I know. I can't wait. I got to go back there soon.
And we got to go to that fucking, the distillery right there too.
Yeah. My dad, that used to be where my dad worked.
Oh, really?
He talks about it. Yeah. Right on Vandalia Street.
Yeah,
McCarthy's owned that. And they turned it into a brewery or distillery. And I go, my dad used to work there. He used to drive there every fucking day. I remember being a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid driving through those streets in the first ward and fucking kids throwing rocks and shooting his truck with BB guns.
Yeah.
And he used to tell me, he's like, dude, get in the back. I'm like, why? He goes, we're not in a good area.
Yeah.
I go, but you work here. He's like,
yeah.
Yeah. So we talk about that. But getting my parents there, I mean, we got to drive out and pick them up, drive all the way in here, drive them home. You know, it's tough like that, but it's like.
But a lot of people miss out on like little out of pocket places because you go on like fucking Google, and you're like, what's the best barbecue in Kansas City? And it's like 1 or 2 bars. But like, there's probably so many out of pocket places. Austin, same thing. Like Austin, you stay in the main drag, it's whatever. But when you're hanging out with people that are living in Austin, you go to these. It was a bowling alley, but it's kind of a bowling alley. But now there's live music, and then you're out of your mind. Imagine that in some of these, like, I wouldn't say third world type countries, but Puerto Rico isn't fucking winning any goddamn awards. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I think that's the next trip I want to book.
That was the coolest thing about Savannah. Like, we stumbled, we just like, let's go find a bar. Really, we were looking for bars that had like good rating or whatever, and like maybe had some food. We roll in. When the hurricane was coming, we were talking to the bartender, like, yo, listen, we're from Buffalo. We're looking for fucking dive bars. Like, we're in right now.
Yep.
He goes, what do you think makes this a dive bar? I'm like, well, my feet stuck to the fucking floor. We're drinking out of plastic cups.
Like
and you have yeah. And you're setting up for a fucking reggae band. And he started laughing. He's like, all right, man. He goes, I go, off the cuff. I don't want to go to a nightclub that's got a line and a velvet rope.
Sure.
I want to go to the shit bar, cheap drinks, fucking good times.
I might get stabbed. I might not.
Yeah.
I'll either get stabbed or have the best time of my life.
I don't give a fuck. And the guy's like, I got a place for you.
Yeah.
And he sends us there. Me and Chris would walk in. We're like, fuck yeah. Yo,
Dude.
You guys got Busch Light, whatever. And everywhere we went, like we went back to certain places 2 or 3 times.
Of course.
Because the bartenders were fucking cool.
You become a quasi-regular.
And Chris have finally understood like how I'm able to talk to people and bartenders and make friends with people at the bar. We ran into a couple we saw at the bar that came from South Carolina because they had no power. They all came down here. We ran into them at a random bar on River Street. And we were walking by, and the one girl reached out. She's like, hey, guys. And we're like, holy fuck, we just drank with you yesterday.
Yep.
At whatever bar. They're like, how you guys doing? You guys, you get power back, talking, whatever. And, all right, we're going to go drink. But a couple of the bartenders recognized us when we walked in. Like, because you took care of us. I mean, I imagine they do it all the time. We tipped you very well. We said, we'll be back. Fucking beers are good. Food's good.
If you're an asshole, they don't want anything to do with you. No. But if you're cool, fuck it.
One guy was making my drink and tipped it over. Couldn't apologize fucking 84 times. I'm like, bro,
I don't give a fuck.
There's 6 people in here and I don't fucking care, man. I don't care.
Good.
He goes, this one's on me. I'm like, nope, it's not. It doesn't need to be, dude. We're good.
Kyle and I, we were in
pretentious, nose up in the air. Fuck off, man. We're just regular people here to get fucked up for a week.
We were in New Orleans, I don't know, whatever, 8 months ago. And Kyle usually is very direct on what he wants to do. I wouldn't say he like over plans, because I've been with people that over plan shit, but like he'll be like, his only wish was to go to this one restaurant, right? So it's a day that we could probably go to that restaurant, and he goes to look it up on Open Table and stuff like that, and we can't get in there. So we roll past the casino, and then the day before I won like $700. He's like, I bet you can't do it again. I'm like, fine, cool, let's go in.
You don't do that. Don't ever say that's one of us. We're gonna do it.
So I'm in there. I'm playing bubble craps, and we see this guy decked out in fucking neon right? And he's paying attention to the sports games that are going on, whatever it is.
Was it
And
Sam?
no, but imagine Sammy, but black as fuck.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
So Sam Jerian. And he goes, "Don't you know me?" I'm like, "No, we are just seeing you for the first time." He's like, "Man, I'm the king of New Orleans."
Oh yeah, he told me this guy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"All right, if you're the king of New Orleans, he wants to go to this fucking restaurant. So if you can get us in there, you are the king of New Orleans." Just the ability to talk to somebody, right? So he goes, "What restaurant are you trying to get into?" So Kyle tells him, he goes, "Give me 1 second." He calls, he's like, "All right, you guys got to be there by 7:10 and you're in." We didn't give him our name.
Yeah.
We only know his name as the king of New Orleans, right? Yeah. Or like Rubio or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like loose premises here, right?
Yeah.
So I still fucking did it again. Won another $700.
Fuck you, Ka.
Yeah, fuck you, cat. So we go back to the place. We get an Uber. We get to the spot, and I'm like, "Hey, man,
This guy fucked us. We're gonna get raped in the alley."
Well, we're at the restaurant. I'm like, "There's probably not a way that this is a thing, right?"
Yeah.
So we go to the hostess. We're like, "Yeah, we met Rubio, the king of New Orleans," and she goes, "Oh yeah, you're here for the 7:15."
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got in the restaurant. There was no way we were getting a fucking reservation. If he didn't talk shit,
yeah,
and if I wasn't the egotistical bitch, we would have never got into the fucking spot, you know? But we did. And it was all it was built for. The cow was like, "This is the best meal I've had." It was great. I mean, you really can't miss. Like, if you're in Savannah, you can't really miss
food. Is so good.
New Orleans, you can't miss with food.
Yeah.
Whatever. But like to
I
me,
stepped
like
out of my comfort zone so many times in Savannah. Obviously, I love the fucking jambalaya and then the seafood and everything. But I tried a bunch of shit I normally wouldn't have tried, and I fucking loved. There wasn't a bad thing I had.
No. When we were in, like during COVID, we started taking the kids at Grayton Beach, Florida, and it was cool, man. But we didn't realize that usually when you're going into a restaurant, non-COVID, it's a 75-minute wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for the first 2 years, it was like, go in, you get a table, get your shit, whatever, you're good, you know? The last year we went there, it was like, okay, COVID's fake. So
does it exist in these places?
So it opened up. It also coincided. Thank you. It also coincided with it not being 85 degrees. It was fucking 61 degrees.
Yeah.
So we couldn't go to the beach. And when we did, the kids were still like, "Fuck it, it's ocean, whatever." And we're freezing our fucking dicks off. We're wearing fucking jackets and jeans, and the kids are like, "It's the beach," you know, and they're in the water. Fuck that. But we're trying to hang out, and it would take forever to get a fucking table. It wasn't worth it, you know? Yeah. So then we started going, okay, the next spring break, we got to go somewhere a little different. And that's why we're doing the Mexico thing now. So
when we were in our honeymoon in Aruba, man, there was 5 restaurants. They're all Italian, Mexican. They had a steakhouse. There was an Asian themed one, and then there was one other one, Italian. I might have mentioned that. Whatever, 5 different ones. But since we were there for 8 days, we had to do 2 of them twice, and we got to pick which days we wanted to do everything. So I was like, the fucking steakhouse, I got the fucking surf and turf. The Mexican one, I'm good. I can order fucking enchiladas or whatever the fuck it is. The Italian one, I'm gonna have fucking chicken parm, whatever, all this shit. The one I was always worried about was the fucking Asian one, because I do not eat Chinese food. I don't fuck with it. No offense, Asiatic people. No offense.
Good word.
Hangover. Thank you. I don't fuck with your shit. I just don't. I never will.
What is it? Is that a nipple?
I told.
Is that a pinky?
Yeah. I told Chris. It's a shiitake mushroom.
I knew you'd get it. It took a couple.
Yeah, I did for 1 second. I was like, did I make a funny hand gesture? And then it clicked.
You're like, what? This?
I did too. I looked at my hair. I'm like, did I do that?
Idiot.
And then I was like, the Asian food. I go, I'm not gonna like it. I go, if not, we're just gonna go to the fucking, because they always had a buffet running.
Sure, and you can get your Dino Nuggies.
Yeah, I can get Dino Nuggies and fucking, I can get my little fucking Big Mac from
I'll
McDonald's.
do some French fries.
Yeah. You want some French fries with that?
Treat myself.
And Krista goes, she was looking at the menu. She goes, I got you. She goes, you have to trust me. And I'm like, bitch, I just married you 3 days ago. I'm not sure about this. She goes, I got this.
Yeah.
So ahead of time, she put the order in that we wanted because that's what she had to do. It was great. You didn't even have to really look at a menu. So brought it over. We got an appetizer, and Krista kept it down low. And I'm like, whatever the appetizer was, it was good. I was able to get through it. I didn't throw up all over the table.
Sure.
Whatever. We had Fuki plum. I think they had that there.
Fuck yeah.
Which was awesome.
Hangover wine. Great.
Oh, God. We got a bottle of it here still.
It's gross.
It's so bad. And then we ordered the fucking main course. And the whole time, I'm straight panicking. I was like, fuck, man. I don't want to be this guy, I'm picky. The food came, and I don't know what Krista ordered. She might be able to remember it. I cannot. I ended up putting it the second best meal I had all week.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Steakhouse was number one. And I said, I even put this fucking Asian food over the fucking enchiladas or whatever the fuck I had that day.
Yeah.
And she goes, you really liked it? I go, did you see my plate? She goes, you ate fucking everything off of it. I go,
yeah,
it was good. I mean, I stepped out of my comfort zone a little bit.
But you can't miss when it's like a good spot.
That's the thing is when the food, you're going to go, it's going to be good food no matter what. You're going to get
Have you ever had ceviche?
I have no idea what that is.
So ceviche is
thin sliced meat.
No, it's like raw fish.
Nope, I haven't had it.
And some shit. And then I don't know what the some shit is. But the acid from the fruit and the vegetables that they put in with the raw fish cooks the raw fish. So there's no bacteria in the raw fish.
Okay.
Touch and go.
Yeah.
You know where if somebody's fucking up or someone's on their fucking phone too much, looking at fucking camel toe Brazilian chicks, you know you might be shitting your brains out for the rest of your life. Yeah. But when you have good ceviche, man, it is fucking delicious, man. It's delicious.
You're like going to one of those restaurants like on a resort when you're on vacation and getting sushi is going to be better than any sushi you get in your hometown.
Of course. Yeah.
You know? So you have to look at it that way. And that's why like going to Savannah, I knew it was a lot of the Southern food that I like. Yeah. I love seafood. I mean, that one day we did go to a tourist trap, which was fucking amazing. The food was so good. And we got
called Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Fuck that place. There's live alligators you can feed. Shit. It was awesome.
Dude, first of all, I've been to that restaurant.
Crab Shack.
Yeah, and you could write on all the stuff. You could write on the when you were there, I was like, I can't believe you're fucking there.
Yeah.
That place is it's a maze.
100%. Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you find yourself kind of drunk looking at the albino alligator.
Yeah.
Going, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then you leave. Yeah. It's so dumb.
We wandered through like the gift shop and we ended up opening these doors. We go in and they have all these rescue parrots.
Yeah. Yeah.
We walk in with the signs are like, don't make any noise. And I'm like, I'm half fucked up from the margaritas or whatever the fuck I was drinking that day. And I'm walking through there and just don't see these parrots and it's whistling at me. And I'm like, oh, that fucker's talking to me. And I start whistling back. Chris was like, don't talk to the parrot. And next thing you know, the whole fucking atrium was just live with all these parrots screeching. And I'm like,
they'll say the N-word.
Talk to me, motherfucker.
These my people.
And then and then I'm like, all right, so my phone's not working. I can't get an Uber because that's when we went to the Crab Shack. That's where our Uber dropped us off. We were going to take an Uber from there, and we were going to go right down to Tybee in the square or circle right in town and just kind of walk on the beach and have drinks and shit.
Circle.
But nothing, hardly anything was open because of the hurricane. But I'm like, I can't get an Uber. And they're like, oh man, check this out. And right on the Parrot thing, they had all these phone numbers for cabs you could just call. So I just called some dude, and then he's like, whatever company. He goes, where are you going? I said, we're at the Crab Shack. I said, we want to go down to like the Circle in Tybee, like where everything is. He's like, all right, how many? I says, just me and my wife. He goes, I'll be there in 15 minutes, or I'll be there in 5 minutes. $15. So,
sick.
Done. He rolls. So we went and watched the alligators. People feed the alligators and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, this dude in a minivan rolls up, hits the fucking button, door opens, jumps in. He's like, 15. I'm like, here's $20, man. He's like, thank you so much. And fucking talked their ear off the whole fucking way. Told all this shit. I'm like, I fucking love being on vacation, man. There's nothing better.
It's great. It's great.
You act like a degenerate. You could act like an awesome person. Everybody loves you. You just get fucked up.
Where else in your life do you go? You don't go to a convenience store and they're like, all right, it's $8.50. You're like, here's a 10.
Yeah.
But when you're on vacation.
Yeah.
And the tab's like, all right, it's $85, whatever. You're like, here's 110.
Yeah.
You know? You
don't
just
fucking care.
Like, do I have a monocle and a fucking pet tiger at home?
So
I don't know.
I'm not going on vacation and just being on a fucking wicked low budget. If I'm going on vacation, we have to have the money to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, we have.
I'm not saying I'm going out and having $400 steak dinners every night, but I'm like, I want to go drinking and fucking beers are $8. I'm gonna have 10 of them. I don't give a fuck.
Of course. Yeah, you have to. It's the American way.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, you want to do trash pandas?
We can. I have to go. My wife did send me a message that she wants me to come see her.
Do you need 8 minutes?
When she was down here, she's a little tipsy.
Okay. Do you want to reconvene in 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15. Give me 15 because I'm gonna have to listen to her babble.
You got to come twice?
Nope. I'm not even gonna come once. And I'm gonna grab some beers.
On.
I only had 5 beers, so
yeah, I'm on 4.
She grabbed the glass that's sitting over here, that's all the melted ice in the straw. She's like, "What was this?" I'm like, "Fucking Red Bull and vodka." Blame him. Blame that guy.
He said to do it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in 15 to 20.
Trashed panda.